Hey guys, welcome to another guy's garage. Taking a little break from the Chevelle today and this LS mess that I have going on. And we're going to work on the wife's car. So she's got a 2023 Highlander thanks to a drunk driver destroying her van. I bought her a trailer hitch for it for over Christmas, and it's been sitting in the basement and it's time to get it installed. So stay tuned, and hope you enjoy the video. So here it is. This is a trailer hitch from Curt. I've had a couple Curt trailer hitches before. I've been super happy with it. This is an unboxing and an installation video. I will tell you that if you watched my last video, I am really particular about the boxes that stuff arrives in. I bought this from Summit Racing, and yes, this is the box and this is how it came. Now granted, I cut the flap here to get it open and I put it under the Christmas tree for you to see the bow. But this is how the box, so there's not much of a box there, but you know what, it's a big heavy piece of equipment. There was packing in it, all the parts were there, meaning it came with a bag of hardware, all that good stuff, so I'll give them a pass. Yeah, this is probably the worst box that I've ever seen in my entire life, so thank you Summit for that. So this is an unboxing video, so let's take it out of the box and see what we got here. And if you stick around to the end, I promise I'll run down my likes and dislikes. I've installed probably 7 or 8 of these now, all Curt. Again, I've been super happy. I had one show up a little bit bent, but we were able to work through that with a 2x4 and a small sledgehammer to get the ears apart to get it installed. Cars, trucks, vans. I've done a couple vans now. But again, really happy with Curt. No complaints other than this box. But let's get it open and see what we got. So I've had it out, as you guys can tell, and I said in the beginning of the video, this was one of my wife's Christmas presents. I know she wasn't too thrilled about it either, but that's what she got. Everything is in here. Here's my paperwork. One thing I like, and I had to put it in another bag because it was broken, is it comes with all of the hardware you need, and it's going on this 2023 Toyota Highlander. The thing I like about the Toyota Highlander are the holes are already there, so it's a matter of just putting the fasteners where they go and putting this up. There's a small panel that we're going to have to take out, show you how that's done. But this is essentially it. This is the packaging you get. They tried to pack it with this polyurethane foam stuff. Sealed Air Corporation used to be a supplier of ours. But again, basically it's the hitch, and I chose this one because it is completely hidden. So this part will be below or above the bumper. The only part that will stick out will be the receiver, which I kind of like that look versus there's a heavy duty one that you can tow more, but this is probably never going to see a trailer. So this is more for a cargo carrier, bike racks, all that kind of stuff. But it's the van is only rated for 3,500 pounds, and that's this is good for 5,000, so we're good. Again, always been really happy with Curt. Like the way that this one is the hidden design, and well, let's get into it. Stop blabbering and let's get into it. So what I have here is the hardware kit that came with it. This should be the kit and instructions, and I'm pretty sure there's at least 3 on each side, so I should have 6 of everything here. Pretty heavy duty stuff. Again, no complaints with Curt. They've always hooked me up in the past with when I needed to install one of these. And the instructions are pretty easy to read and to follow. So I won't take you through every step on the white pages here, but I will take you through the steps as we install it. What's nice is they give you a rundown of the tools that you're going to need. So I'm going to go ahead and gather all these things up so I'm ready to go. And then we'll get right to it. I think the first step is actually to remove this this little, I don't know, fascia or whatever it is, this little plastic piece that's on the back of the Highlander on the driver's side, so we can access the bolts that this is going into. Again, I'm kind of eulogizing Curt here, but I can't say enough that they do a really nice job with their instructions. You can see there's even photos of the tools you need. There's a photo of the vehicle, how it goes on, and they've got pictures of the install, which again, they're a class act. I've really been super happy with everything I bought. And this is not a paid promotion. I'm just going to tell you that I've always been super happy, and hopefully this one doesn't let me down. But I can't say enough about Curt Manufacturing. They do a really nice job with their trailer hitches. And if this one goes well, I'll continue to recommend them. All right, like I said, step number 1 is to remove this panel. If you got these clips, you can use a flathead screwdriver, but some of them come out pretty easy. They just you just pull out and kind of snap in, hold these pieces. Toyota loves to use these on almost everything, everywhere, but it does make it pretty fast to get this kind of stuff out. What's nice is Toyota puts the holes, threaded hole in the frame or in the subframe, whatever you want to call it. It's a unibody, but puts the holes in there. They're threaded, and they put these plugs in because if you live where I live in the north, everything is covered in salt. You can kind of see it's got some salt. So I'm going to wipe that down. So I'm pretty well exposed to what I need right now. I've got that cover off. We're almost ready to put the trailer hitch already on. I think we also need to take this bracket off. I remember reading that in the instructions. It's always good to read ahead to kind of anticipate your headaches, but I think this bracket's coming off too. All right, in step 2, they want you to remove all those plugs and the threaded ones. So let's get under there and remove those. Now that these are out, you can actually see that these are threaded. That's where the hitch is going to install. That one's got a bolt in already. That one's threaded too. This is the passenger side. So pretty straightforward so far. All right, step number 3, remove that M12 bolt securing the metal fascia tab. That's that bracket I pointed out earlier. So let's go ahead and get that out. Guys, we're almost done. We're on step 4 or 5. Next step is literally to raise the trailer hitch in place and secure the fasteners. Also gives you a torque spec here, so I'll get out my torque wrench. Sorry, I put it in the middle of the screen. I'll get out my torque wrench, but one thing I'm going to do before I do that is hit this with a little bit of paint. Again, I live in the north, and the salt tears everything apart, so peace of mind, it might not do anything. In fact, tell me in the comments whether you think it will or will not do anything, but I'm going to hit that the piece of the car, the bottom of the frame, this part, with a little bit of paint, as well as the top of the hitch, because the top of the hitch is kind of scratched from the shipping. I hit this side, that side. I try to hit all the scratches, clean up my nozzle. All right, since our next step is to get the hitch up there, these are conical tooth washers. I don't know if you can see, they have a conical shape to them, and they have these little bumps. I think that's to keep them from spinning. So when you torque them down, they say torqued. It actually adds a spring in the system and keeps tension on the threads. But I'm going to go ahead and get my hardware prepared with these up, because again, this is how they're going into the back of the car. So I want them like this. Get all 6 of them, and then we get them up, put them under the car. All right, I was able to get one in the front. Try and get one in the back. Let's see if we can get a line of sight on the hole. Look like we're a little bit crooked. So that side's probably going to have to come in. I've had this before. We've had to persuade these a little bit. But looks like we're a little bit crooked, not quite lined up with the hole. So I'll get this one lined up and get the fastener in there. Might have to persuade it a little bit. I literally just had to pull this out a little bit. Was able to sneak it up there. I'm going to just tighten them by hand. what you can see. Gosh, this is going to be upside down. This video is going to be a disaster. This is an advertisement for a guy who needs a lift in his garage. All right, I got them all just finger tight. You can see conical washers. They got those little knurls faced up. All right, it's up there with just one fastener. So let's get under it here and see if we can't get the rest. Can't get the rest in it. See if you're on video. Yep. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, nice. Oh, looks like it's gonna go in. Give him a little tug. Oh, my hand. This one was our problem child. We were trying to get it up before. Let's see. Oh, golden. Golden. I'm gonna take this. With my hand. Oh, sweet. Guys, this is probably the easiest one I've done. I'm just gonna tighten this one up in the middle. I'm gonna visually look at it, make sure I'm happy with how straight it is. I can always grab the tip of the receiver, put a hitch in it, move it around, but I'm just gonna visually look and make sure it's straight to the back of the car. Doesn't look sideways or crooked or cattywampus, because these holes are slotted to give you a little bit of leeway. But I'll make sure it's centered up, and we'll start tightening stuff down. All right, I'm sure that most of you DIYers probably know what this is. This is a torque wrench. If you know what it is, go ahead and fast forward the next 30 seconds because this is going to bore you to death. But for those of you who have never seen one, this is a torque wrench. And basically, you can set it to the torque using this scale here and this handle. And all it's really doing is shortening this moment arm. So more torque to get the spring to pop, to click. With the shorter moment arm. So you're just driving that in, and it's in increments of, these are in increments of 10 foot-pounds. And then this has numbers on it. You can see you can get to the nearest 1 foot-pound. So you can see 6, 7, and 8, and then back to 0 would be your 10. But they all have some kind of locking mechanism. This has a little collar here, and then you literally just spin it up to where you want. My son hates this, but it calls for 86 foot-pounds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten them all to 60. And the 60 mark is right there. I'm going to put it here. So there's the 60. I hope you can see that. 60. There's the 0. And then I'm going to, that's unlocked. This is locked. I'm going to lock it in. I'm going to go ahead and tighten it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten it first, all of them to 60. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to tighten them all to 86 foot-pounds. That'll be my final torque, and we'll be all set. All right. I'm going to go to 60. I'm going to start with that one in the middle. Basically, I'm going to pull on it until I hear the click. And I'm there. Do this one in the back. Again, pull on it until I hear the click. There's the click. I know I'm at 60. I know I'm at 60. Let's go do the other side. All right, the book says 86 foot-pounds. So next step is 86 foot-pounds. I'm going to set my torque wrench here while I'm laying under the truck. All right, so here it is in all its glory, pulling the bike rack. I still got to put that last piece on. I just wanted to make sure that it was straight. It looks pretty dead nuts to me. There's a little bit of play. You can maybe loosen it up and maybe move it a little bit one way or the other, but there's not a lot of slop to be had. It looks good. Yeah, we'll go from here. Before I button it up, I just wanted to get you in here and show you just how tight everything is, even around the spare tire. I don't know if you can see, but you got just a little bit of a gap in there. You can see in there. Curt just does a really, really nice job of making things fit. I didn't have to take the spare tire down. I'll be able to get the spare tire down when I need it down because I can move it just a hair forward. But everything just fits really, really nice in here. Again, kudos to Curt. All right, the last step. It says to mark and trim the underbody panel. See note 1. Reattach the underbody panel using the fasteners in step 1. Dimensions are approximately confirmed fit. So I've learned from in the past that they usually are pretty conservative, meaning they'll have you take a little more off than you need. So I'm going to sneak up on it, run it nice and tight, and see if we can't get a nice tight fit around that hitch and get it up there. So I'm going to get up there and see what it looks like, and we'll go from there. All right, I think you can see in there, they want you to cut right here. I don't know if you can see that. To fit this piece, they got a pretty good liberal cut they want you to make, but I'm going to go ahead and eyeball it and just see if I can't cut on either side of that right there, and then I'll figure out how deep I want to make it, and we'll make that our first cut. All right, so I was literally starting to cut into this just with a razor knife, but I happen to have this Harbor Freight body saw, and it's great for stuff like this. All right, we got test fit number 1. You can see I'm a little bit off in my hole. I'm gonna make it a little bit wider and just go next to it. That was my bad. Still far less than what they wanted you to take off. So, all right, so now you can see I've got it there nice and tight. Now it's a matter of back here. I need to remove that piece right here so I can get this hole to line up with this hole. So I got to cut this piece out because it's hitting the hitch, and then I should be good to go. All right, final verdict. Got some trimming in there. You can see I relieved it for the trailer hitch to go through. And here in the back, I did some trimming around the main bar for the trailer hitch and also around this piece. Just kind of kept it as tight as I could. And now I'm ready to put the fasteners back in, and we're done. So guys, as promised, here's the end of the video. What did I think? I'm gonna rate this a 4.5 out of 5. I know, maybe it should be a 5, but the box is pretty bad. These are the cons. The box is pretty bad. It was scratched up, so I did have to touch it up, so it wasn't perfect. But I'll tell you what, a 3 does everything it's supposed to do, and you're completely satisfied, just like your performance reviews. So you guys know what I'm talking about. If that's a 3, this is absolutely exceeds a 3. It fits nice. Overall finish was nice, except for the scratches. Came with the hardware. Hardware was good. Everything worked. The instructions were phenomenal. The pictures were great. Curt, as usual, absolutely delivered. Maybe being a little hard, but 4.5 out of 5. That's, in my opinion, a really, really stellar rating. Kudos to Curt. Really happy with the product, and I would buy from them again. Like I said, I've done a bunch of these. They never cease to disappoint. I've done cars, I've done trucks, I've done a couple minivans. Just absolutely super. So I'd recommend it, and you saw how easy this was to install. It's sending instructions. If you're a pro, a half an hour. If you're DIY, maybe an hour. It took me longer because I filmed and I took a break for lunch, which you didn't see. Nobody wants to see me eat. But overall, pretty simple, straightforward, especially on this 2023 Toyota Highlander. Pretty satisfied, and I'm excited to go ahead and use it for our bike racks and our luggage carrier and all that good stuff. So thank you for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.